Trudy McIntosh is live in the studio. Trudy, where is this up to?
Well, Kieran, so far only 4 of the dead bodies of the hostages that have been held in Gaza have been released to Israel. Another 24 remain. Now, this is increasingly becoming one of the top priorities for the Israeli government. Now, all of the living hostages have been released. The pictures you can see on your screen are of the first bodies that were brought out in the last 24 hours. Crucial identification checks have to be done at the morgue as well to ensure that these bodies are actually who Hamas say they are. In the past, they have sent out the wrong body compared to who they said it was. There has always been this suggestion, despite Hamas agreeing to release all of the living and the dead, that some of the bodies, they either don't know where they are or they can't locate them, this terror group who'd been holding people in this series of tunnels deep underground. Israel's Defence Minister, Israel Katz, has released this statement stressing the urgency and a warning to Hamas about breaching the agreement. He says, quote, "The urgent mission to which we are all committed now is to ensure the return of all the abducted bodies home. Hamas's announcement about the expected return of 4 bodies is a failure to meet commitments. Any delay or deliberate avoidance will be considered a gross violation of the agreement and will be responded accordingly." So these are still fragile moments in the Middle East. We've seen US President Donald Trump there on the ground in Israel, as you saw in that earlier report, also in Egypt, signing off on the next stage of the agreement with regional players here. He spoke to Fox News correspondent Trey Yingst before flying out of Israel. He was asked about what was central in securing a breakthrough, which has been intractable so far for 2 years. He pointed to the US mission of bombing Iranian nuclear facilities. That, he believes, was the major factor in bringing people to the table.
Well, I'll tell you, I think it really started when we took out the nuclear capability of Iran. When you look at what they had, you couldn't have made this deal if somebody's sitting over there with a nuclear weapon over your head. And if you had it, number one, I don't think the Arab and Muslim nations would be able to sign because they'd be afraid of Iran. You know, they were known as the bully of the Middle East. And even more importantly, even if they did sign, you'd be signing with a very dark cloud over your head.
If we look at the domestic politics here at home in reaction to what's been happening in the Middle East, we have One Nation Leader Pauline Hanson writing directly to the Prime Minister and then publishing this letter. She is demanding that the Prime Minister halt the visas for Palestinians who came here during the conflict. Sky News has reached out to the Home Affairs Minister Tony Burke's office for comment on this. The number of people who've come to Australia during this conflict from Gaza remains unclear exactly how many that is. We know there's also a separate cohort in Gaza who've been issued visas by the Australian government, but they weren't able to actually come here. That number, Tony Burke, the Home Affairs Minister, yesterday estimated was between 600 and 700 people, Kieran, who'd been issued that visa but hadn't come back. He stressed yesterday that this cohort, in his words, have had the most security checks of almost anyone in terms of ensuring that they should be given visas. So we'll watch and wait for comment from the Home Affairs Minister's office, but there's still some detail to be clarified as exactly how many came here in the first place.